Kind of. Willow is still in the pool. 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 Kind of. Willow is still in the pool.
I do want Gabby Axe.
Okay.
And I want
Kind of. Willow is still in the pool.
getting the sort of Greaves style of build.
He can play a mag. Or Viper still.
Yeah, mag.
Oh, Viper's banned.
Cool. Viper is
Yeah.
banned. I do want
Legion
Gabby
still
Axe.
cool. Not very popular.
So we need
You know what? In game 2 that I played against
getting
EG,
the
he
sort of
played
Greaves
Night
style
Stalker.
of build.
He can play a mag. Or Viper still.
Yeah, mag.
Oh, Viper's banned.
Cool. Viper is
Yeah.
banned. I do want
Legion
Gabby
still
Axe.
cool. Not very popular.
So we need
You know what? In game 2 that I played against EG, he
sort of
played Night
Greaves style
Stalker.
of build.
He can play a mag.
Another tanky boy.
Yeah, mag.
Oh,
That's very good against the wall. I do want
Legion
Gabby
still
Axe.
cool. Not very
Can't get
popular.
anything. So we need to purge.
You know what? In game 2 that I played against EG, he played Night
style of
Stalker.
build.
He can play a mag.
Another
Mag.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the
so we got the Gabby Axe
Tsunami.
again. Yeah,
I don't think.
Choose your hero.
Wanted save for the last day, but Liquid are just in shambles.
Choose your hero.
By that time, who has to pop off?
Good game, which, you know, one of the best laners in the world. Of course, he is Armel.
Yeah, you're right, Jenkins. By golly, they're gonna do it. I'm saying Liquid, game 2, for the love of God, please. Please!
Well, let's see if they can do it. We're heading over to our commentary duo of BSJ and OD Pixel. What do you guys think?
Thank you, Sheever. If there's anyone that's familiar with in the face of elimination before it's even over, that's Jenkins for you. And I can feel Neil's pain all the way from up here, having to sit next to him for that entire panel. And OD Pixel, I'm excited for game 2 as we get to see the Lone Druid played more as a carry for KYIV, not so much as the offlane as Mickey takes over the Mars.
Yeah, a bit of a different dynamic compared to that other day where we saw KYIV play the Lone Druid whilst Mickey played the Monkey King. So yeah, indeed, a lot more chance for KYIV to be that carry sort of player here, really, for Liquid, and a bit of a change of priority for their cause. Is it gonna work though? I don't know. I'm seeing some problems up ahead again. You know, TNC feeling as confident as they should be after game 1, slapping out that Gabby Axe first up in the draft, and then little things like down the line, getting this the Armel Leshrac. You know, this is one of those heroes that can cause a lot of issues for the TA in the mid-game fights. It's not going to be another easy game for Samael. The pressure's on for him.
I like the Bristleback pick a lot because Lone Druid and TA, they want to just be standing their ground hitting people, and most heroes in the game can't tank through that amount of damage without having to retreat, and that's when they really get the best of you. But Bristleback, he is not going to be turning his back to these heroes. He's going to be running straight at him. The one fortunate thing to have is the way that Mars Spear works is when you do spear someone to a target, it turns him around. So they can use that to manipulate what direction he is facing and potentially burst him despite the tanky passive. I'm curious, it's a similar game plan for TNC, right? 3 very survivable cores, a little bit different this game in the sense that these survivable cores are meant to kill you before you kill them because you're dealing with a Leshrac as well as the Bristleback. With the Phoenix again behind, but at least they only have 1 heal support this time.
That's true. Yeah, no Boomy on the Ench this time. Boomy on something a little more aggressive in your face this time round. The clockwork coming out for him. And overall, last game, we really did see, Gabby ended the game, I think it was like, what, 12, 2 and 10 or something on this carry axe. This time round, Liquid, they see it first. What do you think they've done this game that's going to, in their minds, make sure that Gabby doesn't have as good of a game as he did last time?
If they bring 3 or 4 heroes, somebody on TNC will die. They have a lot more damage. We're looking at the support duo from Team Liquid. We're comparing a Wyvern Mirana to that of a Lion plus Snapfire. When these ultimates are online, the Finger plus the Mortimer's Kisses, they will be going down. So I don't expect to see nearly as much hesitation from Liquid when they do see the desired target, because if the spells go off, they're going to be able to make it happen.
The lane setups, of course, bottom, Gabby. So backed up by Boomy against this Mickey and Insania duo. And obviously, Liquid as a team, they do flex a lot of the times between the core positions. But we'll see if this works out. Clearly something they're trying whilst a bit on their sort of last hopes here at the major. And with the setups, Mickey, do you expect him to have a pretty good time? Is he going to be able to do something a bit more this time around when he's playing the Mars, do you think, this game?
Yeah, there's a lot of weight on his shoulders. Lone Druid and TA both like to farm for the first 15 minutes or so, and if he's able to rotate to them, then he'll get a bit of assistance from his cores. But there's just... You have to wait for the level 6s from the supports, but the problem with Mars is if you fall behind even slightly, we saw it with Ice 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 last series, you'll end up level 8 at 17 minutes into the game, and you can't... Mars, yes, he's an offlaner that's meant to be more teamfight utility, but he needs items to do his job, so they have quite a greedy lineup, and I'm not as much concerned about Mickey being able to get these plays done, but managing to get the farm that he needs to be effective past that early game.
For sure, we'll see how well he's able to transition out of the laning stage. Looking at the other lane so far, mid, Armel 11 for 3 against the 13 for 1. Very close between these two. We'll see if this time around, Sumail, see if he's able to achieve as much as Armel did last game when Armel was playing the TA. We saw Armel getting insane amounts of farm with preparation of the jungle. And bottom lane, Mickey might be in trouble here. The Battle Hunger's going to tick him down pretty low. He should be fine though with the Tango regen, and indeed will just live, but some heavy pressure here already being applied by Gabby and Boomy. That's up on the top half. I mean, this sort of the lane on the other side, is this a lane where Quakefor can farm pretty freely? I mean, at what point is it very early that the Bristol is able to pose a threat to the Bear?
I don't think it's super early. I think it's going to be more so if he gets that Ags online and his ability to... It removes the cast time, and you can just continuously chase after it with the sticky, or with the nasal goo. I don't think this lane is particularly bad for Lone Druid. The only issue I have is that usually what you use to beat Bristle in lane is the fact that he's spamming quills, which means you get stick charges, which means you can often use more mana to harass him. But Lone Druid makes no use of mana in the laning phase when it comes to trades. And because of that, we're seeing a lot of efficiency by Thames once again, dipping out of lane as often as possible to give Bach this solo experience. And he's already got the XP lead again. Lone Druid, a very low base armor hero, despite becoming super tanky later on. 0 base armor level 1. And you can see those quills adding up and hurting a lot.
Oh, for sure, lots of damage being done already. Well, see on the bottom half, I think Boomy just checking out the state of this area. As you're going to see nothing being stacked up quite yet by Liquid within their triangle. Give me more. That is going to be the difference really between the mid and bottom lane. Gabby get caught by a nice spear here from Mickey. Gets Gabby under the tab, but Gabby manages to get the cool off. He's going to be able to step away. He's also got the ring of health and a few stick charges safe. To keep himself safe, and is actually top plate. Oh, he's going to get both of them. Oh, Alrighty, Tim's there, burning them up.
Are those
As they can't quite kill Bok. That's a catastrophe for the top lane of Liquid.
It's absolutely brutal, and they're going to make a really cool play where Bok has handed his bottle off to the Phoenix, who's going to walk all the way back to base, fill it up, and TB back in. So they're going to be able to run it right back. The only issue Bristleback tends to have in the early game is the regen. That's why we are seeing him a lot as a mid laner with all the runes changes. But this is effectively the same thing. You're going to have a bottle refill and also the charges that are coming out of base. As Gabby is going to take a little bit of damage bottom, but because Axe has such ridiculous base HP regen, that Ring of Health puts him at 14 HP regen. And I do feel like most safe laners this patch do have a lot of sustain issues in the early game. And I think that's another reason why Axe is so prevalent just immediately. We only started seeing it today, but it's suddenly been picked 4 times and it hasn't lost yet.
I think we might start to see a bit more if some other teams feel confident in running it. As so far, so good here with the showings we've had. We'll see now over Liquid's side. Insanius starting to get the jungle prepared here for Sumail as he needs to do so. Sumail's got to hit some good timings this game. Armel is trying to scout him out, disrupt some of the farm here. Will manage to take a few of the creeps as well by the looks of it. Is he equipped to get the large ones? He is. Tiger, he's come across, but the cookie's going to get nicely dodged by Armel. Armel is going to be able to take down Tiger. Will lose his life, but Sumail does as well. Tim's, he's just burning him down. He's going to run down Insania a little bit. Insania should be okay. Still has a Hex and a stun to offer up. Tim's no spells to throw out. But, I mean, honestly, I think we're going to see quite a fast level 6 here on Tim's this game, Brian, with these sort of kills that he's just cleaning up the XP in.
Yeah, and you're seeing what the Leshrac offers that the Lina doesn't. You'll never see the Lina on the TA side of the map invading his farm as Bok taking an immense amount of physical damage between the little Shredder and the Blightstone. Oh, the root. I don't think he would have gone down.
And it does it! Tiger dies! Oh, no! I mean, they'll get him. He'll have a bit of a smile on his face. They gets the solo XP, I guess. But Bok, those quills, I mean, you say he was taking the damage. So was Tiger and Quoifer there. The quill spray stacking up and Tiger losing his life there on their attempt to kill Bok.
Yeah, they both have 3 armor and 4 armor respectively, and the Armel, they have to take these stacks super early on the side of Liquid because he's already invading one side, taking stacks of his own, and then you've got a Vanguard Axe. Really good that Sumail's already moved his way towards the triangle, because oftentimes you have maybe 10 to 11 minutes to safely take some stacks, but the ability for TNC to invade is ridiculous. And the issue I have this game is that whatever cores walk in lane, TA doesn't want to directly contest the Lesh. Nobody on the side of Liquid wants to directly contest the Bristleback, and then Axe is just going to be doing his own thing on the map, which means that most lane pressure will be in favor of TNC. And then you ask yourself, what are they going to do with that lane pressure? Well, they have a Leshrac. As you see, they're just going to shred these tier 1 towers and continue to walk from tower to tower. Liquid's going to have to put up a fight, but TA Lone Druid, they don't want to play this way. They want to be hitting creeps themselves, wait to get their early items up. These are item-dependent heroes in terms of their damage output, as opposed to the level-dependent heroes, something Kyle tends to talk about, one of the few things that I do closely listen.
And in this game, the thing is, when you start to see TNC move this quick, do you feel like, is this TA and Lone Druid duo core, is that maybe a little too much on the greedy side for Liquid when they're playing against a team like TNC?
Yeah, you can tell the greed. I think this is what Bristleback punishes, because the pressure he puts out is, he doesn't have to be able to kill you. He can just walk at you, and just with the Vanguard, no boots. It's going to be slow. He's going to be moseying his way there, but eventually those lanes are going to get pushed in, and it's just a matter of time. It's like a ticking time bomb where you don't know when his team's going to make the move, but they get to pick and choose their battles unless you can bring this Bristle down, and that's just not the case. I talked about them having a lot more damage this game on the side of Liquid, but you need those ultimates from the supports. Lion and Snapfire aren't going to have those yet. And you can see the way that TNC's playing. Phoenix playing top, Axe jungling, Bristle showing mid. They're farming all 3 lanes and jungles of the map. And that's just, it's not that bad on the net worth, it looks like, but that's all on the TA of Sumail, which they have the tools to deal with. So if he goes down once, it could be a disaster for Liquid.
So they will catch Boomy in the river here. Boomy trying to make the rounds, but, you know, once again, as we saw in game 1, you know, Boomy, if he's the one dying, TNC as a whole will be pretty happy. Space being created here for sure, as TNC's cores continue to go to work.
if they can turn maybe one crucial kill into a Roshan for the side of Liquid, that might be the ticket to give them the map momentum, because now suddenly TA's got that effect of being able to walk it lane survivably. Massive Ancient stack. One thing to mention about Axe carry is he can clear these. Most carries, other than maybe Sven, cannot do it this early on into the game. And Axe,
it's gonna be beautiful.
so let's just check out his net worth, right? 4,500,
Yeah.
10 minutes in. We're gonna see that shoot right up. That's beautiful. As a
Easy
carry
money,
player,
yeah.
I know you can relate.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is some lovely stuff for
Radiant
Gabby.
structures have
This is
been
the stuff he dreams of here.
Fog just thinking about all the gold he'd be getting from this stack.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Bok's gonna be looking up with a tear in his eye. That could have been mine. And Gabby taking the priority, of course, this game as the carry. And there it is, stack cleaned up and a healthy burst of cash. So his net worth there.
That was 900 gold. 11 minutes in. That's absurd.
Well,
And Tim's is just
keeping it
getting so
clean.
much.
I mean, yeah, the levels on this Phoenix, this is going to be the problem for Liquid when they do try and go for this team fight. The arena and the kisses, Tim's presence is going to be so overwhelming. He gets in with a good egg, and they have to make sure the Tiger is ready with a little shredder. Otherwise, this egg is going to cause some issues for Liquid in the team fights. And with this Ancient stack being cleaned up and TNC able to just continue to push up the lanes, that little bit safer than that of Liquid. Whoa, oh, look at that, Boomy! What a lovely little escape there. Hook shot. Back to safety. He's out with the TP. They won't find him. This time, they can't even kill Boomy. He makes it away there with a fantastic hook shot.
They do have ultimates now on Team Liquid, so they have the damage if they manage to catch, but it
Radiant's
was a pretty
bottom
sick
tower
escape
is
there.
no more.
Mission Impossible style.
Yeah, right through the whole of them, straight over the neutrals. Now in the mid. Armel, who's going to get caught in the ring? They're going to try and use the combo. Yours is going to be able to dodge a fair few of the kisses. The Sunray Hill coming as well. Liquid, they just can't get the combo hitting quite right. And look towards Bok instead. The finger, was it enough? They've got the cookie in.
Oh,
Bok
come
is
on.
still alive. They need one more hit on him. They're not going to be able to get it. Oh, they will. Somehow the trap damage will do it. They are able to turn as well and take down the end. This could be a chance for Liquid to try and turn things. But oh no, Gabby, it looks to be a bit too strong. He's already coming with the dunk onto Insania. He's going to turn over towards Quaitha. He'll turn with the bear, try and kite Gabby up. Quaitha keeping his distance, but not far enough. The call will still grab him. Some good side blades here from Samel, bouncing over from Boomy to Gabby. Another route comes into play. Gabby will fall. Liquid, for sort of the first time in this series, are able to get a solid fight under their wings here.
Radiant's
I have to believe game one bled a little bit into game two here, as in game one, TNC could have done that exact thing and Liquid couldn't have done anything about it because they had Chronosphere as opposed to the Mars Arena, plus all the damage to boot, right? Once they catch Armel, yes, they didn't bring him down, but he's so much of the damage for TNC at this stage. Axe, until he gets that Manta plus Blink Dagger, yes, he represents a lot of damage, but it's so difficult for him to get in position to call that he effectively did nothing that fight. And Liquid, they have good sustained damage. So all they need to be able to do is remove one or two heroes from the fight such that they can overwhelm them with numbers. And you see there, turning that into 4 for nothing. That was great if you're a Liquid fan.
Yeah, so starting to switch it back into the even territory here. Less than 1k difference between the two teams. Liquid able to get some items done off the back of that. Mickey with the blink, Quaker with the Maelstrom. Liquid, they're going to look to see if they can ride this momentum straight into another play. They'll hit out with the smoke and start to look towards mid. See if they can get the catch on Armel potentially.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think everyone here, we're just rooting for Liquid to put up a fight. And we know they're better than this. And that's why it's just so disappointing to see what they've done so far. But yet at the same time, it's hard to believe, even with heroes like Lone Druid, that they'll make it happen. But I'm cautiously optimistic. They've shown some signs of life just recently. And let's turn it into more, baby. I want to see a close game that goes crazy with a bunch of 60-minute neutral items. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Cracks and dire
See if they can get it here as both teams catching aside one another. In fact, Boomy, he has a great angle straight in onto Quaitha. Quaitha's going to get saved. Gets cookied out the cogs. They'll get Quaitha out of there. The kiss is coming in onto Boomy. Boomy will go down. Liquid, can they get anything more out of this? Samel starting to lay down the traps. He's got his eyes on Armel. See if they can close the gap. Insania's trying to charge in. Quaitha keeping the pressure in onto the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. They will manage to get this objective. TNC won't be able to hold this tower.
Yeah, until that X-Blink clock's the only way for the Radiant side to force a fight. So even though it doesn't look like really anything happened, as long as clock's dead, Liquid can safely siege buildings with that Dragonlance plus the level 10 talent from TA, as well as the Bear tanking the tower shots. He is going for the Spirit Vessel on Thames. That'll help them bring down the Lone Druid, but Mar is going to have a Yules probably by the time he gets that. This is on Sumail. This is what a lot of us expected going into the major, that Liquid would be building around their substitute player, one of the best mid laners in history, and hasn't really shown that throughout the course of this. So I'd love to see them rally behind him in this game too.
See top. Insania. With the opening, if they've got enough burst with the finger, they do. Arena's going to get knocked down as well. Gabby's going to be held out to the side. He's going to try and get the call up onto Insania, but not quite able to get in range there with the Arena holding him back.
That just looked so funny, because usually you see people bouncing off the walls because they're coming from the inside, but he's like, let me in, damn it. That gave me the Shining vibes with Jack Nicholson.
Couldn't quite get there. There's Gabby. Manta's now done, so the Blink's gonna be flowing in pretty shortly. See KYIV just continuing to play the catch-up game, trying to match up with the farm of Gabby and Armel. Armel now able to start building for the tankiness and getting that BKB up.
Those side blades hurt, man.
Sumail's hitting hard, and he's playing a solid game so far. There are a few things that it can cause issues for the TA in these fights, but only the one death so far in Sumail as he confidently holds on to the top spot in net worth.
Axe, though, give it 3 minutes time, and he's a new hero.
That's very true. It's going to be about that time in this game. The amount of Ancients, I think he's barely missed an Ancient. Keeping this area of the map completely cleaned up every single minute. There's Boomy. With the catch on Insania. He's going to be able to get the cogs down, split up any potential backup. Insania. He's trying to run, but there's a whole army chasing him down here. Armel, Bog, Boomy, and Tims. They'll get the job done. Insania's gone.
Can't imagine they turned that into anything. No tier 1 tower of their own mid, which makes it more difficult to siege the opponent mid tower, and you don't quite have the Roche damage to force anything as Mickey is in the vicinity.
Bog. He's just charging into the jungle. I think he thinks he's a little more indestructible than he was there. Just goes for a little walk in the jungle of Liquid on his own. And, well, I don't think he'll be doing that again.
I think we need that voice line, I'm so strong from TNC, because that's what it looks like they think both of these games, as we saw Gabby in game 1 and now we see Bach in game 2. You just feeling yourself and thinking there's no way there's 4 heroes from Liquid on top of this hill, and then boom, there they are.
A nasty surprise for Bach. Sumail is going to have the BKB done for the next fight. Liquid up with the smoke, seeing if they can get a hit in whilst the bristle is down. Ideally, yeah, looking for Armel.
It's going to be tough.
See what they can catch here. Boomy in position to really block off any of these sort of movements. Focus Boomy. That is going to give the information for Armel to step out to the side. The rest of TNC are coming in. So if they want to look for a fight, they do. Gabby blinking in aggressively. Insania able to hold him back with the Hex. Liquid being a bit more cautious now that they know that time's been brought here for TNC to turn up in full force. They're going to go for the Roche. I think TNC are going to want to do something about this. See what they can get done.
Blink Axe.
Whoa, Mickey is going to start the action. Gets the jump off, commits on to Gabby straight away. Can they throw the axe into the fear? They've got the lockdown with the burst of the finger. They've done it. They bring down Gabby, but the Sunray will burn Mickey in return. Both teams dropping a core frontliner here for the potential team fight that, I mean, he wants to get in there. He wants to try and stop them from finishing off this Roche, but Sumail is making short work of it. Got to make a move soon, TNC, if they want to try and stop this, but the Bear blocks the hook shot from Boomy. Sumail, he's able to finish Roche, get the Aegis Tiger, little shreds down the Supernova. Will cost him his life. See if they can do anything more off the back of this. TNC doesn't look like it. Liquid, they're able to back away. Sumail, he gets what he was looking for. Gets that Aegis and gets out alive.
Hell yes.
Despite Liquid having difficulty making this lone druid work, I have seen some sick plays from KYIV, and that was so important that he blocked that clock hook. He was almost timed it perfectly to hook in there with the flare vision, but I don't even think he expected the bear. They purposely zoned the Lion, which was really good on the side of TNC, and Insania wasn't there long enough to tank the arrow himself, but getting exactly what they wanted out of it, suddenly we find ourselves with Liquid having a 2K net worth lead. All of that is on Sumail. So it really matters what he's going to be able to do with this Aegis, as it appears, is he going for the, full Mjolnir on KYIV? Should expect to see him throwing that down on either the Mars or the TA. That is a lot of damage this game because of how many small instances of damage TNC has. Battery Assault, all of Phoenix spells, Leshrac spells. You should be getting a lot of valuable procs on that Mjolnir active.
Yeah, Brian, talk to me about this. We're seeing Sumail. Actually, we'll talk. Can they catch Boomy? No, they can't. The spear won't quite latch. Sumail this game, prioritizing the Aghanims. He's going to be getting the Ags next after this BKB Deso.
That tells me that they are looking to control the map with this Aegis rather than anything like going high ground. A bit surprising. I think TA plus the Lone Druid could easily threaten the base if they elected to go for that timing. But this is saying that the rest of them will be able to play away from Sumail, such that they can split the map more efficiently and also look to catch out any cores on the side of TNC that are playing overly greedy, as we've seen them do a little bit so far.
Now, let's see what sort of global moves Sumail is going to be able to make with the Ags. He's very close to having it done, about 1,500 gold away. And this time,
I feel
tier
about it
2 is
still.
being traded. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting approach. I mean, as you said, this game really sort of, Liquid obviously building around and playing around Sumail's potential as a player. He's obviously got a good grasp of what needs to be done. And having this Ags and that ability to TP around the map between the traps, it might just be, what Sumail feels can make the difference in an effort to sort of outplay the potential 5-man brawl that TNC is going to be running down lanes at Liquid.
I'm going to say there's a little bit of discontinuity here, and this is the factor of having a stand-in, even if they've been playing together for most of DPC. Sumail's build tells me they're playing for map control and pickoffs, while KYIV, instead of going for the Yules, went for a Vlad's, which tells me they're going to walk down lanes and fight and siege buildings, because that's what the aura is meant to do instead of the Yules, which will help them find people. So it just seems like they're on a different page. A lot of times I envision teams, lineups, their items synergize and come together for this grand old timing that they're going to hit, whether or not that's sieging high ground or forcing a team fight. And now I think they're going to have to wait till the end of the Roche because of the way Sumail's built. I'm not blaming anyone in particular. I'm just not a huge fan of the way these items line up.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a different move that we'll see if it pays off. I mean, Liquid obviously currently having the lead, 14-9 2K in. We'll see what they're able to do with this approach and angle they're coming in into the game with at this stage. On the side of TNC, we're seeing any major items coming up soon. We're seeing Armel is going to be trying to get that Bloodstone online and put that damage, that tank ability. Bok, talking about Aghanims, he's very close to having his done. In fact, I think he might just have it complete. Yeah, he does. The Ags on Bristle is going to be on its way out here for the next fight. But Liquid, they're already looking to find the fight. They'll get the jump on Boomy. Once again, good old Boomy doing his job here for the team, tanking the smoke gank.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, now that Axe has a blink, the kill on Clock is not nearly as valuable because they can still force a fight on the side of TNC, and Clock would be able to buy back reactionarily, and that's why we're seeing Liquid be a little bit passive with this push, as no one on the side of TNC is really showing on the map, so theoretically they could all be here. But they have the Aegis on the TA, everyone else playing super safe. Well-executed siege of the tier 2 there, as TNC's looking to hit their timings. Armel just got his BKB. Gabby is about a recipe away from his. And those BKBs will be quite valuable because a lot of their heroes have built-in survivability tools like the Yules from the Lesh, as well as the Call from the Axe against the TA. And then there's limited damage other than that when they're in their BKB.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And I mean, with the sort of approach from Liquid, does this sort of say to you that they aren't going to be in a rush to sort of end this one. They're you know, Sumail's now going to look to farm up his next, at least his next big item before they go and force any action.
You're asking me to analyze whether or not Axe out carries this. Yeah, it's really hard to say in terms of who scales better in the late game. Looks like Liquid is content to do so. I just am not confident one way or the other who scales better because Lone Druid, not exactly a hard carry. TA is a semi-carry. You have kind of like 3 semi-carries on the side of TNC. Even Bristleback as an offlaner can be considered as such, as he has the Ag Scepter. So the AoE teamfight control, as the panel mentioned, the Bear has no way to get rid of that. So it should mitigate a lot of Quakefa's Bear's ability to get any right clicks in.
And Gabby just continues to keep excellent hold of the lanes with the illusions. That's bottom, Sumail. I'm just going to try and just push in, just play for that split farm as far away from TNC as he possibly can be. Top lane, Mickey hiding in the trees. The rest of Liquid are heading over. See what they can do. They also do have a trap around, so Sumail with the Yags can look to join the fight. As already, he's going to start making the moves up here, but Armel is into the trees. TNC will immediately move away from this, so no catch to be found here from Liquid attending the top lane.
Gabby has that BKB being delivered.
The next fight could be a bit scary here for Liquid if Gabby gets a good call.
Just as much help as bottom.
As they're going to look for it. Smoke up. TNC's ready to try and go for the jump themselves.
Aegis is out.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Taiga's got a blink of his own.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
We'll see if he's able to make some sort of little cute saves. I mean, obviously, getting people out of the cogs with the cookie has been the main focus here for Taiga in these fights when Boomy gets the catch. Look at the tower, Liquid, but still TNC just doing a good job of evading any unnecessary action at this point.
Yeah, I think this pace of the game is good for Liquid because Sumail, you're seeing the effect of this Ags. He's just playing away from his team. Similar to like a Spectre. You can just be at the fight from any part. Has the Daedalus queued up, or maybe just the casual Crystallis with the Satanic. He's joining.
There he is. They're going to catch on to Armel. Armel's going to get blown up straight away. Does not get the chance. Bottom BKB. Gabby comes in with a call though. Got the control on Mickey. Sumail turning over towards Gabby. Sumail takes some heavy damage here from the pure spins of Gabby. The Supernova's down, but they can't get in position to take down the egg. Taiga jumps in, looking for the kill on Boom. He does get it, but it costs him his life as Armel's able to come in with the cleanup. As Armel, with that buyback, able to turn the efforts around, pick up some kills in return. Now we'll look to run it down the mid lane. Fortification is up. Mickey, of course, also buying back both teams. Buying back here on a core. TNC, they'll still be the ones to claim that mid tower. Roshan, it's going to be up in a minute and a half. So they have to keep their eyes on that. Sumail trying to force in bottom lane, going for the Satanic after this crit. So he has further tank. I mean, he needs that. We saw that in that last engagement. You know, Gabby, the damage that he does do, once the refractions do fall, it will shred any of these heroes.
Yeah, Paladin Sword. Sumail likes to take that, so maybe he can skip the Satanic. That could be a pretty value neutral item when you factor that with the Vlads from Mickey. Cloak of Flames on him, probably going to take the Titan Sliver over that. A lot of good neutral items on the Dire. I think Cloak of Flames pretty value on the Bear. Oh, the Elven Tunic on the Axe. I don't know how Miss works with the spin. If you attack and it procs a spin, but you miss, does it work? Might be detrimental.
Well, I don't know, but Brian, that's the sort of thing you'd know. You know all that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think I'm supposed to know.
You're saying, is there still a chance?
Oh, hell.
Is there still a chance for you to spin? Yeah, if the hit misses. I want to say, I think it's only if the hit lands on you. I think it's only if it lands on you. I think in the past it used to be when the attack was starting on you, but I think that's changed over the years.
Yeah, you're right. It was on attack trigger rather than the attack land, and now that's the case.
Yeah.
Okay. TNC, 5-man smoke. Gem on the clock. Or Gem on the Phoenix, excuse me.
Tower has looked better.
Liquid. They're going to check out this triangle, but TNC very deep on Liquid's half of the map right now. TNC smoke's about to come to an end. Liquid still got a little longer on theirs, and they do have the high ground around this triangle. Let's see if TNC... smart moves here from TNC. They you know, with the fact they've made that move, they don't catch any Liquid. They'll scan their own triangle and it hits. They know where Liquid's playing. Liquid, they're going to try and sneak into the road.
So fast.
TNC's going to have a pretty darn good idea of this. It doesn't matter indeed, though. The speed it's taken down by this physical damage of Sumail and the crew means that it's an easy roche here for Liquid. Aegis into the hands of Sumail. He's going to have that shard as well, so silence from the traps also going to be something that will be quite the nuisance for some of these heroes.
It's funny, I'm just reading all the patch notes on TA's abilities, and they're just all so buffed. You're wondering why you're saying TA so much. It's not some secret. Hero just got buffed 5 times in a matter of a couple patches. But Cheese on Quakefoot. Looking good for Liquid.
Quakefoot's caught up a lot. He had a struggle at the start. He was just sitting in that bottom half of the net worth, but he's right up there now, top 3 net worth. 8K lead. They've had a lot of tough games here at the Major Liquid, but here so far, in this one, it looks like things are coming together. Did take the bit of a change up of dynamic, now having Mickey playing the offlane, Mars and Quakefoot on the carry lone Druid, but they may have found something here that could secure them another victory.
Not much good's happening to
Taiga TPing in after clearing top. Really good just map movements coming out from Liquid to make sure they can safely siege this tower without having to worry about any split push pressure from the Leshrac.
I mean, Boomy and Gabby are looking to try and get him from the back. Here is they're trying with the wrap round, but Liquid's prepared. Mickey, he's able to get the jump, the setup, looking for Gabby, but Gabby instantly with the BKB. Make sure that there's nothing else following up after that jump from Mickey.
Yeah, he certainly had the BKB there, but really smart by Liquid to only use the Lion Impale, because that's the bare minimum that would force him to BKB, and if he doesn't, you get the Impale off, use the Arena Spear combo in a reaction, but nothing else committed. And now maybe Liquid can capitalize on that 75-second cooldown BKB, but I also think they were content to keep all of TNC in their base. As you can see exactly why Sumail went for this Ags, as he's able to go immediately top with the ability to come back bottom, similar to an Ember Remnant in this case. And he goes to his triangle. But this is more looking like a Nature's Prophet.
That's a big efficiency with this Ags. Level 25. He's going to have it ready for the next fight. And it's a huge one. +8 refraction instances. You're talking about the buffs. This is one of the biggest ones that TA got.
Absolutely insane. Super value against the Axe if he gets his BKB off, because there's really no other way to break it in terms of the refraction charges.
Let's see what they can go for here. Liquid still time to push on with that Aegis on Sumail. TNC are prepared to defend.
Looks like Dire.
See if Liquid can break the base in. The tier 3 tower. It's gone. Mickey is going to look for the jump, but the BKB's already out from bot. Ox starting to charge in to use this BKB as aggressively as possible. Sumail, he's got caught in a hook shot. And Sumail, he's down on the watch. Taiga getting called, burnt down, slap. Does not get the chance to pop his BKB. As Sumail goes down, Liquid, they've got to bail, have to get out of there. As TNC hitting hard there with that defense. It didn't matter that there were 2 lives on Sumail. Didn't even matter about the level 25 and the 8 refraction instances. They still killed him off twice very easily. And even with the desperate buybacks from Liquid, nothing they could do to stop that and turn it around. A huge hit there from TNC.
Maybe just a little bit of arrogance coming out from Sumail there, as he had a Dragon Lance in his inventory and a BKB in his backpack while he had the Aegis. And the Aegis respawn is slightly shorter than the 6-second backpack cooldown. So when he comes back to life, just gets immediately stunned and blown up.
You're right, yeah, definite risks to be taking, and not one that paid off. Let's look at this charge from TNC straight. Gabby, he wants to go for some high ground jumps here. We'll see if anyone pokes their face outside of the base. If they do, Gabby's going to be on them immediately. It's TNC.
Yeah, both teams.
So I mean, the lead that Liquid has, it's starting to drop. They can't afford for any more moves like that to be made here. Samael has to be protected at all costs. They lose this TA. The fight, even with the farm that KYIV has, is going to be very hard to clean up, as we are seeing, you know, as you mentioned, just so many ways for TNC to disrupt the flow of KYIV's bear in the fight. It doesn't matter how much farm he does have. If the bear can't hit the heroes, he's not going to have a great time. Bottom lane, a nice little catch here from Insania and Samael onto Armel. We'll open them up a 2-minute window where there won't be a Lesh. It could be enough time here to maybe try and force his buyback.
That TA global presence is absolutely insane. Anywhere that has a trap, this might as well be a Techies, but it's a hero. It's going to TP in and 3-shot you.
Look at this setup for TNC. This is a big range stop there. They're going to get the jump straight for the tree there with the catch on to Samael. The BKB's out for the block into the hook shot. They lock down Samael. He's taken out. A beautiful setup here from TNC in the trees. And they move straight over Insania. Samael, he'll buy back. They're looking for the turnaround to be able to blow up Tim's. See if they can chase Spock as well. Samael, he's got to find something out of this buyback. They move over towards the Bristol. They've got the damage. Bot will fall. Samael, he's angry there after that jump they make on him. Straight in with the buyback. Taking down TNC's two big members there as they're ready to go up to high ground. TNC do have buyback. Gabby hiding in the trees. We'll see if they want to come out with a buyback play, because now TNC, sure there's 3 on the side, but if they get back in, if they kill Samael, they may have just done enough to end the game in their favor. Boomy, he's going to get caught. The TP's coming in. Samael's got to be careful. Samael's starting to back off. KYIV looking to push them back with the fear. It's enough to allow KYIV the time to TP out and the rest of the crew. Everybody else gets out of there, as they force the 2 buybacks from TNC, and nobody else will get lost on the side of Liquid. They managed to retreat in time. Very
Teams operating on pins. To the burst of TNC. It's just crazy that any time somebody gets caught out here could spell the end, and both teams have immense tower damage, so any kill will be turned into a lot of structural damage.